Welcome to Farmers Weekly. Today we are focusing on starting a garden from kitchen cuttings. We have here a pineapple. We're going to plant the top. Ginger. This is the perfect example of what type of ginger not to buy. These are potato shoots that we're going to cut up and plant. And this is what is called coolie thyme in the islands. This was cut and set in a cup for about a week or two, and as you can see there, it has sprouted some roots. We are going to plant that today. This right here is a potato bag, which is what we're going to put our potatoes in, and you can open it to harvest the potatoes when they are ready. I have trimmed back the pineapple head to reveal the tiny roots that are shooting out, make it easier for it to actually catch when you plant it. This much is all you need to actually plant from the potatoes. Each one of these will actually grow 2 to 3 lush potato plants. For the focus on ginger section, you want to take a close look at this ginger. When I first bought it, it was very, very swollen, meaning they likely soaked it in water. And as you can see, typically organic ginger, or even regular traditional ginger, all these end points that are dry would typically be sprouting by now. I had bought this sample to see if it would sprout, but I doubted it would because it was so bloated. I could tell that it was soaked before being put on the shelf. So this isn't a great example, but I'll show you the shoots that I have from my last cuttings. For my potatoes, the soil I'll use is the Miracle-Gro garden soil, and I'm gonna mix that 50-50 with this all-natural potting mix for each of the bags that I'm going to grow the potatoes in. I have mixed the garden soil and the potting mix, filled it up to about 2 inches below the level of the marker, the opening for the bag, for the potato bag window that you see right here. Placed the shoots in there, the ones with the shoot pieces with the shoots. I'm just gonna add the rest of the potato so it can be broken down and serve as nutrients for these potatoes. Then I'm going to cover with some another mix of garden soil and potting mix and top it off with this straw bale just to mulch it and to keep it moist throughout the hot summer. Approximately 2 weeks ago, I cut up the joints off a ginger that were shooting. They were really tiny, about 1 to 2 millimeters, and I just cut a good 1 centimeter from it and planted it in these starter pots, and this is what they look like now. This one had already started within a day or two of being planted. These two didn't sprout yet, and this one just sprouted about 2 days ago. This one I actually first planted 4 weeks ago from the same ginger root that I bought from the supermarket, and I was happy to see how quickly it sprouted, and so I tried the rest, which were much smaller, and as you can see, it is doing well. It probably needs some fertilizers. It's turning a little bit yellow. Some water and some fertilizer will do it well. But yes, I have a ginger root growing here in a potato bag to make it easy to harvest when it's ready, which will be in another 4 to 5 months. Once you plant the potatoes, you won't ever need to plant them again. I have reaped multiple times these potatoes that were initially planted from the cuttings and shoots back in 2018, and I have every year I've actually weeded out, twice a year I think, I've weeded out some potatoes and have tossed some of them, but as you can see, they have grown back quite lush and are thriving. These tops are actually edible if they weren't insect infested. Some of them aren't, but yes, this is what happens when you plant the potatoes. They just keep regenerating once they're under the ground. Even if they die out after a harvest, they will take over your entire bed. All said, I'm placing this in a really sunny area and have soaking it through with rainwater, and I will have it run up in this overgrown shrub so it can get all the sunlight it needs. I'll be planting this pineapple right here. I've added some eggshells. I soaked it for a couple minutes. Some people soak it for hours and even days, but I have noticed that my pineapples have caught irregardless, so I'll just soak it for a couple minutes and put it in the ground. Here I've added some garden soil to the root and some mulch, soaking it with some rainwater, and we'll watch it for another this will take 2 years to bear. But just an update on my pineapple papaya lane. These seem to be thriving very well. This is a gungo plant that seems to be catching. These haven't. I'm expecting a fruit from this particular tree sooner than later. The others are maintaining, and I planted them from scratch, from table scraps, and all of these were planted from kitchen scraps.